Mega Man 3, a game so good I played Kirby's Dream Land instead. Ironically, this is probably my second favorite NES Mega Man game, and I decided I felt like Kirby that day. But this game has heaps of trivia to go over, so with that being said, enjoy the show. Firstly, we are going to look at glitches and regional differences. Starting with glitches, there's a lot of glitches. Like a lot of glitches. Like there's even a glitch on the boss select screen. There's some fun stuff with Proto Man in this game as well. When you encounter him, it plays this short whistle tune. If you pause before you hit the ground, you can listen to the full tune. Similarly, if you slide before the Proto Man scene in Gemini Man stage, you can jump through the dome and play the stage, but the music won't play and some enemies will bug out. Lastly, we have some glitches with the Rush. If you have Spark Shock or Shadow Blade and press right, you can find that Rush Jet and Rush Marine are there. They have no energy, but you can still use them if you get energy for them. The final glitch we'll talk about is probably the oddest. When using a rush item, you can shoot and then pause the game, which you can't do with any other weapon. Switching to a different weapon will give the bullets you fired the properties of the weapon you switch to, which can be demonstrated in different ways. Unfortunately, it's kind of hard to actually use because you have to repeatedly pause the game to use this glitch. Moving on to regional differences, we again have a three-way split with the box art. Japan's art is okay, as per usual, but this time America is actually on par with it. And Europe once again gets the best box art. But I must say, that Wily picture is terrifying. I'll be seeing that in my nightmares. There are a few other minor changes which are so boring I won't even bother showing them on screen. And then of course we have some title screen differences. First is flavor text, which reads Tokuta Wari no Saigo, which translates to the end of Dr. Wily. Also, the Mega Man sprite from the Weapon Get screen makes a cameo appearance on the title screen. The last one I wanted to mention is that second controller inputs do not work on PAL versions of the game. You may be wondering what the second controller input is, so I'll tell you. In the final game, if you plug a second controller in and press certain buttons, different things will happen. Pressing up will slow down animations in the game. Pressing up and A will freeze animations in the game and can lock movement for certain things as well. And pressing right makes you jump really high and will save you if you fall into a bottomless pit. But when you get hit in the pit and die, you will become a zombie and won't be able to die unless you get a health power-up, which will fix it. This is most likely a leftover debugging feature, and it's not the only interesting thing from the pre-release. First, let's get this over with. There is an early build that was used to translate to English. Unfortunately, there's no real difference, and it's mostly just a buggier version of the original. Okay, here we go. Let's look at some unused sprites. Starting with Mega Man, we have some unused Rush sprites where his mouth is open. This was originally going to be used when he shot, as the sprite is used in Mega Man 4 for that. We also have turning magnet missiles that would have been used when it, well, turned. We also have some unused Proto Man sprites, this one of him standing on the ground and shooting, which also has a masked version. If you play the game, you know that Proto Man only shoots while jumping, so it is not needed. These Magnet Man floor patterns were scrapped as well, and for some reason they had a smiley face on them. We also have Magnet Man's version of that scrapped Magnet Missile turning sprite. We have an unused construction beam from Snake Man stage, I know. It's really interesting stuff we have here. This broken ladder sprite was meant to be used in Sparkman stage, as well as these junk piles and these really cool looking spikes. Topman also has some spikes that went unused. For some reason, these more detailed images that would have been used in the cutscenes were scrapped. We also have a backwards facing Mega Man, and some unused Topman and Gemini Man sprites that were seen in early screenshots. Unfortunately, there are not many other early screenshots that are different. The only one is the Snake Man one. But in this magazine, we have a different image that shows us all the boss missions for the game. All 50,000 of them. Now, I won't go through all of them, mostly because I don't think a complete list of them is archived anywhere, otherwise I would make a separate video about it, but there is still some archived, so let's take a look. these Robot Masters set a precedent for a lot of them. They're just super generic, so I'll just show them right here. This collection is different. I think this one with the wings is one of my favorite Robot Master designs ever, and I think it's a shame we got a literal Top Man instead of this. You know, on second thought, I quite like Top Man's design. This Needleman concept art makes me uncomfortable in a way I can't describe. I don't know what glue they're huffing when they made this Magnet Man design, but this other one is literally just the final design without a mask. And in reverse we have Hardman, whose only change is that he does have a mask. I do believe this is Gemini Man's concept art as it shows him splitting into two, and I'm glad they didn't stick with this design because I much prefer his glam rock appearance. Okay. These ones are kind of interesting, and I do like the idea of a bear-themed Robot Master. These ones just look kind of goofy, to be honest. Vacuum Man isn't a bad idea. I guess that's why the general idea of it got recycled from Mega Man 4. Oh hey, it's Plasman. Welcome back from the Mega Man 2 concept board. Well, he's not the only one. How did a cigarette-themed Robot Master make it into the concept art of 2 games? But both of these I think I prefer the Mega Man 2 versions of. And lastly, we have some early ideas and concept art for other things in Mega Man 3. This early idea of a bird companion got recycled from Mega Man 5, and this cursed rush drill image should be burned in a fire. These early enemy sketches are kinda cool. These two made it into the game as enemies, this one as a boss, and this one became an enemy in Mega Man 5. Well, I think that's about it. Wait, I have one more enemy lying around here. Let's check it out. Really, Capcom? Okay, I know this video should have been out weeks ago. I was just not expecting to get as much schoolwork as I actually did, and I've kind of been focused on other things recently, but I should be able to get at least one more video out before the new year. Thanks for watching to the end, and if you liked it, consider subscribing. If not, then our path ends here. Bye.